Natal drums originated in 1965 in London, England, and it was a hand percussion company. It started off producing fiberglass congas and fiberglass bongos. One of the guys that used the products at that time was John Bonham. John Bonham actually uses Natal congas on Whole Lot of Love in the middle eight. So if you check that out, that's the first time you'll probably hear Natal congas on a record. The philosophy is different from other manufacturers. With other manufacturers, they tend to have different components on different ranges of drums. Natal's philosophy is it's the same components on each kit. So there are 5 different woods. And what we'd like to do is keep the same components across each wood. The wood dictates the price. So there's no compromise on quality. There's no compromise on the amount of lugs used. We don't put a smaller lug on things. It's the same components across the whole range. So we start off with ash, then we have birch, we have maple, we have walnut, and we have babinga. And the price is only increased by your choice of wood. If you look at Natal, we start off at the mid-price range, moving up to the higher end. But the quality of the product with the ash drum kit, which is the starting price point, is exactly the same as the babinga, which is the top price point. As I said, you choose the wood, and that dictates which price level we go to. Ash is a nice connection between the ash conga, which Natal have made for 20 years, and then the ash drum kit. So we needed to make that connection from hand percussion to drum kit, and it seemed a sensible idea for us to move from ash, which is slightly different from other competitors. I like birch because I think it's quite an old wood, takes me back to the 80s. Not in fashion at the moment. That for me was a really good reason to do it, just do something slightly different. Maple is an industry standard, so we had to do that. Walnut we chose because the worldwide price of babinga had increased, and we wanted something that would give that kind of dark tone. So we introduced walnut to the range, and babinga as the flagship kit, because I think personally that is my wood of choice. We're probably over 40 finishes in total. With ash, it's 4 or 5 wraps. Then as you move up to birch, you have an increase of 10 finishes. Then you go up to maple, you have another 10 on top of that. Then you have another selection to walnut, and then another selection with babinga. So there's something for everybody. We use the sun because that's one of the original Natal logos from the 60s. So it keeps the heritage of the brand alive. We use the sun on the lug and also the badge. One point with the badge, there are 2 badges on each drum, so you can move it into whichever position you want. I used to find that if I needed to set up a different configuration, I'd have to move rims mounts around so the badge was facing in the correct place. You don't have to do that with Natal. When we started the production, we wanted to do something which was slightly different, and most snare throws are on or off, and I wanted something which looked different and also gave you an extra feature, and I think that third position is quite nice. You can just have it on or off, or the third position is a slightly sloppy kind of middle position. The Natal resonance mount, again, a lot of manufacturers use a traditional generic mount and they'll put their tom box on it. We didn't want to do that. We wanted to actually create something from the ground up. So the resonance mount, the tom mount, the lugs, the bass drum spurs, the claws, everything is unique to Natal. Marshall owned all the tooling for that. And it was important for us not to buy a generic component off the shelf. Even the tension rod, our True Tune tension rod, we dip it in nylon, so it keeps the drum in tune for longer. And there are 3 washers on it, so we have a metal washer, a spring washer, and a nylon washer. We do 2 ranges of hardware. I found that when I was actually a retailer selling other drum brands, I would choose maybe 2 lines of hardware out of 5. So this time we decided to cut that out, offer 2, and it makes it much easier for the end user, much easier for the retailer. So we have a standard series and a pro series. A standard series is heavy duty, has memory locks on every single section of the stand. It's got an omni-position tilter, so you can go absolutely anywhere. The standard series is slightly scaled down, slightly thinner. It uses a tilter with teeth, but it's very, very similar. It's just designed to be lightweight. The less metal involved in the stand, the less price, the less the cost. Marshall wanted to own the stage, if you like. So we have Marshall amplification with the iconic Marshall amps. We have Natal drums, and we also added Eden bass amplification. So the company would like the 3 brands on the stage. If you compare like for like, I mean, Natal is entering the top end of the drum market. So we're going top to mid-range maybe. If you compare the hand-polished lugs, you compare all the components against the other brands, I think you like what you see. We have Brian Tishy, who's playing with Whitesnake at the moment. We also have Brian Downey, who's playing with Thin Lizzy. Russell Gilbrook from Uriah Heep. Andy Treacy and Suda, who play with Faithless. Danny, who's on tour with The Treatment. They're supporting Kiss and Motley Crue at the moment in the US. So we're looking at artists quite closely, but we want to support the artist. So we won't throw lots of money at an artist just to get them. We want people to play Natal because they like what we're doing, they like the brand, they like the Marshall partnership. Because of the Marshall's connections, the artists that we have at the moment tend to come from that genre. But as the brand grows, then we will move away from that. We still want to keep the rock roots, but it needs to be broader than just that demographic. We will be releasing some new products at NAMM. Also, we're just about to produce the Marshall 50th anniversary gig kit. We did a Jim Marshall kit, which was 50 kits limited worldwide, which was very, very well received. And that was a black Tolex wrap with gold fittings, with Jim Marshall's signature on the front. That was a real nice fit for the company. For the 50th concert at Wembley, we're doing a massive custom double bass drum kit, which will be the house kit for the show. And there'll be 2 of those made. One will go to the NAMM show and one for use at the concert.